y'all, it's Taren. Welcome back to my channel. This video is an Instagram Q&A, get ready with me. So not long ago, I asked y'all to ask me questions on Instagram, and I wanted to do this sort of like get ready with me, let's chat, I'll answer your questions. So that's what we're doing in this video. If you want to watch me get ready and hear me answer some questions, then keep watching. So I just blow dried my hair. I'm a little bit sweaty, but while I wait for, you can see it right there, the hair straightener to heat up, that's what we're gonna do, is straighten it today. I figured we'll go ahead and jump right in and get to some questions. I had quite a few questions. Okay, so first one is from Brandy M2. What type of hair products do you use? So I get a lot of questions about this, and the truth is I only shampoo and condition my hair. Every once in a while, I'll throw in some like oil type serum to like keep the flyaways down. But the shampoo that I use that I love is the Brass Off Matrix Brass Off. It keeps it very bright, and I like that. So Brass Off Matrix shampoo, I'll link it down below. I've linked it in the past because I do get quite a few people who ask me about it. And then let me grab, I'll show you the serum that I use. It was so expensive. I cannot believe how much money I paid for it. The top even broke, so I put it in a bag because that's how expensive it was. It's the Pureology Serious Color Care Precious Oil. And let's see, I don't even think there's a price on this anymore. But I'm pretty sure I paid 50 or 60 bucks for this. Like, which is a little ridiculous, but it's lasted me, this has been like years. And it smells like a cinnamon bun. All right, next question we have is from Bubbly NN81. What kind of jobs did you have before being on TV? Okay, well, let's see. When I was younger, like 16, I had jobs. Oh, my first ever job was at a pizza place. That's probably where my love of pizza came in. But I worked there for a few years, maybe? It's hard to remember. That was so long ago. I was 16. But at the same time, I had a friend, or I made a friend that worked at the pizza place with me, and her mom worked at this like weight loss clinic type thing. So you would go in and pay your dues, and you would get like vitamins, and you would take your vitamins and like eat your meal plan that they told you, and you would come in and weigh in. This was kind of all before like the Weight Watcher stuff and everything. So her mom got me a job there, and I did that for a little while. All I did, I would go in and like pack pills. So like the vitamins and stuff that the clients would get, I would like package them in the little plastic, and we had like a heat machine, and I would like count them out, put them in, seal them, and I did that for a while. What else have I done? I worked at an attorney's office. I was like so I started out as like back in the office, and I would like file papers and stuff like that. And then I guess one day they needed somebody to help check in clients. So I had my own office. I was maybe 18. I had my own office, and I would go out front, get a file, call a client or a potential client back, and I would do all of their like pre-paperwork. So I would be like, show me all your bills, and they would like lay out their bills, and I would record all the bills that they had, the account numbers. We would talk about how much money they made, and in hindsight, looking back, I was 18. Like, probably wasn't the best thing to have me talking to people in distress, like people who didn't want to be there in the first place. And then you've got me, some kid. I mean, I was in college part-time, so sometimes I would just wear like a logo tee from college and a pair of jeans. Like, it was just, short staffing will do a lot to a company. So I don't know. I just don't think it was the best thing to have me check people in like the first face that they see, because I didn't have any debt. You know, like I didn't know what it meant to have debt. So I did that job. What else did I do? Oh, I've worked in restaurants. So I was a server like Ruby Tuesday. I'm trying to think where else I worked before TV. I mean, most of those were like while I was in college. The attorney's office. I worked at a couple different restaurants, like as a server. Ruby Tuesday, Big Time Diner. $2 bills. That was fun. I made a lot of good friends at $2 bills. Like friends that I still have to this day. And that was like a southern catfish, like seafood type restaurant. Once I got my first TV job, I only worked that one job in TV. So I was a little bit lucky. I know several people that worked in TV that their first couple jobs, because the pay is so low, that you kind of have to work a couple different jobs just to make it. So I've been lucky enough to where I've just worked that one job in TV. So I went ahead and finished straightening my hair because we would have been here forever, me talking and trying to straighten my hair. So I'm going to show you this. Again, the Pureology Precious Oil Versatile Caring Oil for all types of color treated hair. So I have a lot of hair, so I'll do like 2 pumps. It's probably recommended to do like half a pump. And then I just start at the like midsection and work my way down. And then whatever's kind of left on my hands afterwards, I'll do at the top, because I don't want any sort of like oil look, or I just like the really like clean hair look, which is probably what most people like. So there we go. And it kind of just lays down some of these flyaways. All right, let's keep it moving. Next question we have is from Mere Quinn. I hope I'm saying that right. We talk all the time on Instagram, so I hope I'm saying that right. How old is Cash? Was she yours or Brian's first, or did you get her together? So, Cash just celebrated a birthday. She just turned 3 on August 1st. We celebrate Cash and Layla's birthdays the same day. Layla just turned 5, but we got them around the same, like within the same month, obviously years apart. So we don't really know exactly when they were born, but we assume that that's when they were born, like time frames, like that's when it adds up, because we rescued both of them. So Cash was a dog that Brian and I got together. I had Layla, no, I met Brian, and then like 3 months later got Layla. So that was like, she was my cat. I lived alone at the time. We didn't live together. So Brian and I lived together. Yeah, we had already lived together, and we had been talking for a while about getting another pet, and it just never really worked out until that point. I worked in TV in Mobile, and we would do segments with like animal shelters or organizations that would try to like help get a bunch of animals adopted out. And one of the guys sent, maybe he sent some pictures, or I saw it on their Facebook page, but it was a shelter in Baldwin County, Alabama, and it was a kill shelter, which y'all know what that means. And in the picture, there was one dog that had tan and white on her face and stuff. All the other ones were dark. And as soon as I saw that picture, I thought, that's it. That's the one. And so I sent it to Brian, and he was like, yeah, that's it. That's the one that we want. Well, the way that it worked out, they were already sending those dogs. Like, it was a litter of puppies that someone had just dropped off. So they try to place them before they have to do whatever they need to do. So they had already promised those puppies to, where was it? Maybe like Michigan or Minnesota, like somewhere up north. So I called the guy, and I knew him because I worked in TV, and you kind of get to know people that come on the show and stuff. And I was like, listen, that's the one that I want. That's the dog that I want. Don't send her. And he was like, well, that's going to be kind of hard because she's already accounted for. And he said, here's what I can do. I can let you have her if you like help me out and give me some promotion and help us get some adoptions and things like that. So I was like, not a problem. It's a great cause. I don't mind helping out. I mean, I would help anyways. So it was really nothing new for me. Like, I would always share their post or do little videos about them and stuff. Not them in particular, but just shelters who are looking for people to adopt. I would always do that because I love animals. So I was like, yeah, not a problem. It's not a big deal. So I did that, and it worked out. I had to work the day that she was ready. So, fun fact, we thought she was a boy. So Brian goes to pick her up. How it works is they, you adopt the dog. So you say, yes, I want this one. You pay your money for the adoption fees, and then they send that dog to get spayed or neutered. And then a couple days later, you'll come back and pick up the dog. Well, since I knew him, he had already sent her to get spayed. And so Brian went and paid at the shelter and then went straight to the vet to pick her up so we didn't have to wait. But the whole time he told us that Cash was a boy. And so Brian wanted a boy dog. He was like so excited. And he gets to the vet and he tells the vet who he's there to pick up. And her name was going to be Hunter because we thought she was a boy. And the vet's like, oh yeah, we just spayed her. And Brian was like, excuse me? You just what? And he was like, yeah, it's a girl. So Brian calls me. I'm at work. I'm about to go on TV, I remember. And he's like, our he is a she. And I was like, what? What do you mean? And he was like, our boy dog is a girl dog. And I said to him, I said, well, do you not want her anymore? And he was like, no, as soon as they opened that cage and he saw her like big puppy dog eyes, he took her. So he's like, I'm on my way. So he showed up at the TV station and it was like in between shows or something. Like I barely had any time, but I ran out and saw her, and so the rest is history. She's been with us for 3 years. We got her when she was probably 8 weeks old. I mean, she was tiny. I'll insert some pictures or videos or something because, you know, like crazy dog mom. I took a bunch of pictures and videos and stuff. It was a little bit of an adjustment for Layla because when Cash first came in, she was smaller than Layla. So Layla was like big man on campus, like woman in charge kind of thing. And then quickly, Cash became bigger than Layla. But Cash isn't a big dog. She's probably, if I had to guess, she's probably 50 pounds. Between 45 and 55 pounds. And she's done growing. Like, she won't get any bigger. But they're just now kind of starting to, like, get along and get to know each other. I want them to sleep in the same spots, you know, like, sleep together. But I think Layla's too much of a brat to do that. So, that's the story. All right, next question we have is from MissMel.mo. Do you set a budget for clothing every month? I have to, or I shop and shop more. So I don't set a budget. I know it looks like that I just shop like crazy because I do a lot of these clothing videos. But a lot of times when I go like inside the dressing room, I obviously am not purchasing everything that I'm trying on. Sometimes I'll get 1 or 2 things, but for the most part, I go in, try on, and leave. Otherwise, I'm just like you, and I will shop, and then I don't have any room. Like y'all know, I just did a closet clean out and sold a bunch of stuff on Poshmark. I don't have any space, and I don't need extra space. Like I don't need more space to put more clothes. I don't need more clothes. You know what I'm saying? But if I do like hauls at my house where I purchase things and try them on like in this room that y'all see, those things, yes, I purchase up front, but a lot of times I end up sending most of it back unless it's something that I just feel like I don't have anything like it and I can't pass it up. Now, with that being said, I do kind of have to stagger what I buy because I have to spend my own money on these clothes. I don't typically do a lot of videos with brands where I get free stuff. So yeah, I mean, I make it a point, like in my head, I think I'm only allowed to have 3 orders out at a time. And that's how I kind of gauge it. So those orders are typically $200 to $400 or $500 a piece. So if I have those orders out, once those videos are done, I will send the things back that I don't want, wait for a refund before I like turn around and repurchase anything else for a video. So, and that works out pretty well. I mean, it works out to be like once a month and a half, I'm able to do those bigger hauls at my house because I've waited for the refund. All right, next one, MB Bets. Can you do another Amazon haul soon? So I've got a bunch of stuff in my cart. I did a couple of the Amazon Prime wardrobe videos, and I think we all agreed that we'll just not do those anymore. I think Amazon kind of hikes up the prices when you do the Prime wardrobe, which I don't appreciate. And then also, not all sizes were available. So if I were to just like outright buy something, it was available in my size. But if I wanted to include it in my Prime wardrobe haul, like cart, then it wasn't available. So what's up with that? Yeah, but I think I'm going to do a couple more Amazon hauls because a lot of y'all have sent me links for those like round woven purses that I want for a trip coming up. So I want to buy some stuff and see how the quality is and that sort of thing. If y'all have anything, some stuff that you really like on Amazon that you've purchased and would repurchase, then send me the links because those are the things that I want, like the nice things that I know that are good quality and that I'll actually wear. Kira Seeger asks, how did you and your husband meet? So we have mutual friends. Brian, where he works, one of the guys that I know went in there. And so that guy went in there, met Brian. Ironically enough, that guy's name is Brian too. Went in there, met Brian, and they became Facebook friends. And then just over time, just through mutual friends, Brian and I became Facebook friends. And that's it. The rest is history. So, I mean, technically, you could say through Facebook, but I wouldn't have accepted his friend request had we not had mutual friends because I do work in TV. So I don't want to say it like that, but I get requests a lot from people that I don't know or people that like I've done a news story with and they want to be my friend on my personal Facebook page. And I don't accept them because I like to keep it separate. I'm a very private person despite me sitting here answering questions on the internet. I'm a very private person and I like to keep my like home life and work life separate. Granted, my YouTube life and home life are the same life, so y'all are getting like the real Taren, not like the TV Taren. So yeah, that's the only reason that I accepted his friend request was because we had mutual friends. And I think I accepted it. It sat there for a while. I'll be honest. Like that request sat there for a while because I was like, I don't really know him. Like let's play it by ear and see if anyone else knows him. And the day that I accepted it, the day I hit confirm or whatever you hit, he sent me a message and we started chatting and set, plans to make dates and stuff like that. We did talk for a while over the phone before we met in person because my schedule is just a little bit crazy. So it took a while for us to actually like meet in person. Ginger Eaton 59, do you want children? I don't think so. So this I go back and forth on this because I am of childbearing age. And I think that when I was younger, I wanted a lot of children. So being a little bit older now, I don't know. I don't know if I want them, and I think it's partially, I think it's mostly because Brian and I, for a long time, didn't get a lot of time together. I've always worked these, like, weird TV hours, like early mornings or late nights or something like that. And so I think for a while I didn't want them because I don't get any time with him as it is. So the time that we do get together, I wanted to do stuff with him, like spend time with him, not with children. So I think I'm kind of sticking to that. Like recently, I think it kind of just hit me and I had like an epiphany that I was like, you know what? I'm okay with not having kids. It's not that big of a deal. If I don't have children, I'm happy in my personal life, and I like the fact that Brian and I can just like up and take a vacation if we want, or go to dinner, or do whatever we want. Granted, we do have pets, but that's a little bit different. Like we can board cash somewhere where they like, let me tell y'all, if y'all live in Mobile and you need somewhere to board your pets, Copeland's is the most phenomenal place ever. So we pay the extra money and get her own room. So her room comes with a bed, like made bed, like pillows and everything. She's got her own little door outside to her yard, and in the top corner they put a camera. So they give us a password and we can log in 24/7, 7 days a week whenever we want and see her. We can't talk to her because I feel like that would be cruel, but we can see her and it's just great. It makes me feel a little more at ease leaving her because you can't tell dogs why you're leaving. They don't know where you're going, when you're coming back, all of that stuff. So I just like that aspect. So back to the kids question. I think I'm leaning more towards no. I hope I'm saying this right. Carnis Kelsey, how did you and Brian meet? We've already gone over that. But she also asks, Any tips for wearing backless shirts / dresses, bra ? Tape ? So, if I'm going to wear something backless, I don't really wear backless like all the way, but if it's backless like at the top where you could see my bra, depending on the dress, I just don't wear a bra. I don't have a strapless bra that I love. A lot of y'all have told me that there's one at Torrid that y'all talk about, but I haven't gotten it yet. So typically I just don't wear a bra, and depending on the dress, I do have pasties. I just got them from Target, I'm pretty sure, and it just looks like nude colored flower petals, and you just paste them on there and go about your day. Now, if it's a top that you can't wear a bra with, but you can tell that you're not wearing a bra, then I probably 9 times out of 10 just won't wear it, because that's it. I don't really have anything to wear with it. So I need to try those strapless bras. I did a bra video and went into Torrid, but I don't think that I gave it the proper due diligence that it needed. All right, next question is from Kate Haley SLC. Kate Haley SLC. Have you traveled to other parts of the US? Okay, so I've worked in Mobile, I've worked in Pensacola, I've worked in Jacksonville, Florida, I've worked in Biloxi, Mississippi, so that's kind of in this little region. I did go on a 1-day job interview to Minneapolis one time. It was freezing, it was raining, it was like sleeting, not for me, so I didn't take that job. Other parts of the U.S., I had a friend when I was in high school. Her name was Mariana. Well, we're still friends. Her name is Mariana. And her and I used to travel to New York during the holidays. So probably between Thanksgiving and Christmas, sometimes we would go like New Year's Eve type, because I remember like watching the ball drop and that kind of thing. But that was a thing that we used to do a lot. Like, I want to say we probably did it 2 or 3 times when I was younger. Her and I also drove to Miami one time for one of our birthdays. I don't even remember which one, but I had just turned, maybe not just turned 18, but I was 18 because I was worried about being able to get into like some of the clubs and stuff, because I didn't know if you had to be 21. But fun fact, if you're a woman, they'll let you in anyways. I have also been down to West Palm Beach in Florida, obviously Orlando because Disney is there. I went to Las Vegas one time. One of my friends, Stephanie, and her sister Lisa surprised me. I think I vlogged. I'm pretty sure I vlogged. They surprised me with a bachelorette trip to Las Vegas, which was really fun. I'm trying to think anywhere else. I want to go to Nashville. I've never been there. I think that would be really fun. I think that's it for the U.S. I think that's it. If I think of something else, we'll get back to it. Tootie Ellis, have you always worked in television? After college, no. So obviously before college, while I was in college, I did odd jobs. We talked about that. But as far as after college, I've worked in television except for 1 year. And I took a year off and I got a marketing job at this printing company because television is so hectic. So I wanted to see, you know, if there was something else out there for me. So I did that for a year, realized that that probably wasn't for me, just because as much as I didn't think I liked the hecticness of television, I did like it. So I did that for a year until this job came up. Where I work now, and now I have this job, and I've worked here for almost 2 years. Katie Robo, do you want children one day? Probably not. She also asks, where did you go to college? I went to college at the University of South Alabama. Rexy, Lexi, Kate, how old are you? You seem my age, so I'm always curious if I'm a good judge of age. Well, I just had a birthday on July 21st, and I turned 33. Racy T722, do you plan on children? Probably not. And what is your greatest fear? Like in life? Or like an actual fear? Because sharks get me. Like, I don't know. I love watching shark shows like Shark Week. And those like National Geographic videos that show like shark attacks, like actual shark attacks. I watch them. I'm that person. But as far as like biggest fear in life, I don't really think I have one. Yeah, I would just say sharks. By far. Sarah Beth Jackson, what are your goals for your career? I don't know. They change a lot because when I was younger and first got into TV, I thought, okay, I want to move around. I want to like go to all these different places. I want to end up working in a big city. And now, like, as I'm a little bit older, I don't know. Like, I don't like the thought of moving around a lot. You know, like, I like being here with my family and not just Brian. You know, we live together, yes. So wherever I would move, essentially he would move too. But like my mom and my sister and my nieces and stuff, like, you can't expect people to just pack up and move every 2 years, which is like a typical TV contract. So a lot of times, you know, people that work in news, you move and you live alone and you're just alone. Like, you don't know anybody in town. Come on. I see a cat eyeball. So yeah, as I get a little bit older, I'm not so keen on the whole moving thing. So I don't know. I don't know if my career goals are so much about TV anymore. I don't know. That's a hard one. I should have thought about that one before I answered it. I used to think going into this job, because there was an option to anchor. So I used to think, used to like 2 years ago, think, okay, well, if I can just get on the anchor desk, like, that's a great opportunity. Well, I've done that, and I don't know if that's what I want. Hopefully that answers your question. I'm not sure. She also asks, Sarah Beth Jackson, thoughts on having or not having kids. I have some opinions. Would love to hear yours. I think if you want children and you're able to take care of children, then you have children. If you don't want children, then you don't have children. That's my opinion. My opinion is you do what you want to do and what fits best with your life. And that's how I feel about it. We have 4 more questions. Brianna K. Iyer, I'm not sure how to say that. Will you please include how to curl your hair? I've already straightened it. However, if I were to try to curl it right after I blow dry it, it would be huge. So I'll do a separate video on how I curl my hair. Let me know what type of curl you're looking for. If you're looking for more like a wave or more just like a simple like big curl, let me know and I will absolutely do that. Ms. Jilly asks, do you have siblings? Yes, I do. I have one sister. Her name is Candace. She is older. Don't let her fool you. We're about 3 years apart, 2.5 years apart, and we're nothing alike. She is not into like TV stuff, being on camera, hair, makeup, any of that stuff. She works in the medical field at a hospital. Fire and Ice 1149. How long have you been a news reporter? I graduated college in 2008. So let's say 10 years because I did take that year off to work in marketing. So we'll say 10. Last question is from MKC3422. Personal question. Do you use your own money or credit cards to buy bulk amounts? It just depends. I typically use, I have one card, like credit card, that I will use if I need to for YouTube stuff, just because otherwise it locks up my like money that I need to live on and stuff. So it just depends on how much it is. If it's, $400 or $500 and I know that I'm going to end up sending that stuff back, then yeah, I'll just put it on the card. But I don't know. It depends on what my month looks like and what else I'm buying and what my plans are. And, I try to save a lot because how it works in TV, we sign contracts. So I have a 2-year contract, and once that contract ends, my job can choose to, I just say my own hair. My job can choose to keep me or not. I can choose to stay or not. So I try to put quite a bit in savings, just in case when that time comes, I need some money. So last step I do, this was a good timing. This is the Mario Badescu facial spray. This is the rose water one. I prefer the lavender one, but I've used it. We're done with that one. So we're on to this one. So that's a wrap on this little Get Ready With Me Q&A. Hopefully you enjoyed it. hopefully you learned a little bit more about me. Any questions that you have that maybe you want me to do for future videos like this, then send them to me and I will save them. So that's a wrap on this one. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.